I'm going to share of how the doctor broke the news of my mom's passing to me, and I was supposed to break the news to my siblings. Back in 2008, it's going to be 17 years since my mom went to be with the Lord. I was just a young girl. And it's in KNH. My mom has been in and out of hospital, and on this particular day, she has been admitted like a day before. And then the day of her passing, I go to the hospital. She has been admitted at KNH. And apparently, most of my family members are in the hospital. All her sisters were in the hospital. And from my dad's side, it's like all my dad's brothers were in the hospital too. And other close relatives. So we are all in KNH. I go to where my mom is, and I find her in a hospital bed. And she is on oxygen, but she is just motionless. She is just lying there. It didn't occur to me that she's normal. Because if death has not occurred in your family, it's never even in the equation. You don't see it coming. For me, I never saw her death coming. And even in my prayers, I know she was getting better and she was going to get well and come and just take care of us. You can imagine at 42, because she was 42. So for me, I knew she was still young and we still needed her as her children. My last born brother was 7 years and I was just a teenager, not even 19. And my other brother was, I think, 8 or 9 years. So we were all young and we needed her. So for me, I thought that only the old people would die first. So I didn't see her death coming. So I find her in bed, and it has not occurred to me that she is normal. I find one of my moms, I call her mom, she's married to a brother to my dad. She had been crying and she didn't wipe her tears, so I could see she was crying. But I'm wondering why she is even crying. But I think it's because she has not seen her for long and she sees that my mom is so weak and so sick. It didn't hit me that my mom is normal. But let me tell you, that was the worst day of my life, because it is that she was normal and didn't hit me until we were called, me and my dad, we were called in the doctor's room. Because after finding her in her hospital bed, we were later told to move out so that the doctors can do their work. So we went out. And I remember I came back to her room to just see if she has woken up. To me, I thought she's just sleeping and she's going to wake up. So when I came back to her room, I'm calling her, I'm at her bedside and calling her name, and she's irresponsive. And the doctor comes and finds me in her room. And the doctor is accompanied by one of my dad's brother who used to work in KNH. And they tell me to just give them some space and they will call me, so I go out. After a few minutes, we are called, me and my dad, to go to the doctor's room. And I was so excited because I thought my mom has now woken up and she's asking for us. But it is not that. She had crossed over and she had gone to be with the Lord. I remember that doctor was a lady doctor, and she asked me, when I found you at your mother's bedside, was she breathing? And come to think of it, she was not breathing. And I said, no, she was not breathing. And she asked me, wakati mtu hapumui, ni nini huwa imemfanyikia? That's when it hit me that my mom is dead. So all this time, people knew that she is dead. It's only me and my dad, because I know my dad also was in denial. People are crying around her, but they also need the confirmation from the doctor. They know she is gone and they know she has died. But as for me and my dad, we were in total denial. For me, I didn't even know that death was something that could ever happen in my family. It's painful, I must say, especially to lose your mom, because I now have come to appreciate that moms, generally parents, are pillars in our lives. It has not been easy. yeah, to journey through without her. She was this selfless person who would go out of her way to just make sure that you are okay. And it has not been easy. She is normal. And I remember I cried so much when the doctor asked me that question and confirmed that my mom is gone. And I saw my dad also at his lowest because he cried so much also. He was kneeling down and lying flat on the floor and even going under the doctor's table, and he was so desperate. And what came to my mind, I felt like this is the end of it, and I felt like I would want to kill myself. So I remember I wanted to rush out and go throw myself from 8th floor because I remember she was in the 8th floor in KNH. So I wanted to go jump from the 8th floor and just die and be buried with her because I couldn't imagine life without her. It's not easy and it has never been easy. Now the task came, how I'm supposed to break the news to my siblings. Remember, they are still young. Remember, they are so dependent on my mom. We were also dependent on her because she was the breadwinner. And I felt like everything is gone, like we have no hope, like it's the end of us all. I looked at my brother, so young and small, and so helpless, and I even wondered how he would ever make it in life. They all needed their mother. I too, I needed her so much. And over the years, I've come to realize that nobody, not even your mother-in-law, can replace your mother. A mother's love is irreplaceable. Those of you who still have their mothers alive, please treasure them because they are precious. You will not know it until you lose them. I don't even like remembering how broken my siblings were when I told them that our mom had gone to be with the Lord. They felt like, I don't even know. Yeah, and I hated to be the bearer of those bad news. But I don't know, people just concluded that I was best placed to just go and break the news to my siblings. So I called them in one of our bedrooms and I was like taking them like this. I didn't want to go straight to the point. But it is what it was. She was normal and she had gone to be with the Lord. It has never been easy. But I thank God for this far. If you're out there and you're going through a loss of a loved one, it's not easy, I know. The pain can never be forgotten and it can never be compared to any other. It's a pain of a kind. It's a pain that you can't even explain. But the only thing you can do is to just receive the grace to carry on, because that would be the best gift you would give to them. Just carry on. Them going and dying, they didn't carry anything that belonged to you. They just went to be with their maker. So for you who is going through a loss of a loved one, it's gonna be okay someday. Yeah? It may take time for you to get over it, to adjust and to accept. But with time, for me it's 17 years since. But you know, the pain is there. Yeah? The memories are there. You are going back to the village and you see these are roads that you used to see your mother in and you will never see her in those roads again. So it's a memory that lives in us. And the best thing we can do is to just carry on and be strong and become the best versions of ourselves. Because wherever they are, if they ever watch over us, they are going to be proud of us because we became the best versions of ourselves. It's not easy, but I know with God that everything is possible. Everything is possible. We only need to take heart and, of course, yeah, to feel encouraged in the Lord. Just be encouraged in the Lord and know that you are not the first one. We have been there. And we are not even the last ones, because that is the journey for each and every one of us. All of us at some point we are gonna go and meet our maker. It's not easy, but I thank God because He's the only